get started as soon as we can. So thanks for being here tonight, and let's hear it for the United Conservative family. well? All right. Look at this crowd. You are amazing from ridings all across Calgary and beyond. We're so glad you're here tonight. So we've still got some people coming in. We're going to be just a few more minutes, but I wanted to give you a few housekeeping. I know. We are very excited to get rolling, trust us. And so I just want to give you a couple housekeeping items, and I'm going to make these announcements again in a little bit, but just for after the Premier's done speaking, we're going to take a crowd shot with the Premier, so it's kind of like the selfie style, so you'll be in that shot, and that's where you want all your signs waving and so on. And for anyone who wishes to take a photo with the Premier tonight, you can just come line up at the stage afterwards, and she's going to stick around. We're going to have a photo line for anyone who would like to have that. So she's committed to stay here for that. So that's going to happen tonight. So there's also a great slew of candidates around, and you can be with them. So we're going to get started within, I'm going to say 10. We're going to get going. I know, I'm very excited too. So we're going to get going. Thank you so much for being here. It is great to have you, and we're going to get going in just a few. Thanks so much. what you've all been waiting for. Who's your friend now? I'm your friend. So my name is Steve, and I'm part of the UCP team, and I want to welcome you all here to our United Conservative Party Calgary Rally Election 2023. Welcome here tonight. We are glad that you're here, ready to cheer our team on over the finish line. One quick housekeeping thing. I know a couple people asked the question. The drone going overhead is with our creative team. It's okay. All right, the next thing is, we want to acknowledge, it's our pleasure to welcome you all this evening to our gathering place taking here on the land of the beautiful Tsuut'ina. Thank you for being our hosts here this evening. Beyond the borders of this land, yes, that's right. You can give them a round of applause now. Thank you. Thank you for hosting us. Beyond the borders of this land, the Treaty 7 territory is also the ancestral traditional territories of the Blackfoot Confederacy, comprised of the Kainai, Siksika, and Piikani First Nations, and home to the Ahi Nakota peoples, comprised of the Goodstoney, Chiniki, and Bearspaw Nations of Métis Alberta Region 3. And it's my honor to share in the stewardship and the care of this land with all who call this place their home. Let's give our hosts a big round of applause for having us today. All right. So one of our strengths as a team is that we have a great team. We have great candidates who are going to bring us to victory behind our great leader this coming Monday, and we want to welcome them and bring them up to the stage right now. So cheer them on. They're from your ridings. First up, Matt Jones, Calgary Southeast. Pamela Rath, Calgary Mountain View. Demetrios Nicolaides, Calgary Bow. Mohammed Yassin, Calgary North. Astrid Kuhn, Calgary Buffalo. Mickey Amory, Calgary Cross. Miranda Rosen, Banff Kananaskis. Adriana LaGrange from Red Deer North. Brian Jean from Fort McMurray, Lac La Biche. RJ Sigurdsson from Highwood. Leader of the pit crew, Angela Pitt from Airdrie East. Nate Horner from Drumheller Stettler. Amanpreet Singh Gill from Calgary Bular McCall. Jason Luan from Calgary Foothills. Rajan Sani from Calgary Northwest. Josephine Pond, Calgary Beddington. Nick Milliken from Calgary Curry. Chantal DeYoung from Chestermere Strathmore. Inderjeet Graywall, Calgary Northeast. Tanya Furr from Calgary Pagan. Devin Dreeshen from Innisfail Sylvan Lake. Nathan Newdorf from Lethbridge East. Rick McIver from Calgary Hayes. Prasad Panda from Calgary Edgemont. Tyler Chandro, Calgary Acadia. Whitney Isaac, Calgary Glenmore. Mike Ellis from Calgary West. Jason Copping from Calgary Varsity. Jeremy Nixon from Calgary Klein. Pete Guthrie from Airdrie Cochrane. Eric Bouchard from Calgary Lougheed. Chris Davis from Calgary Elbow. Miles McDougall from Calgary Fish Creek. And it's my pleasure now to introduce your MCs for the evening. Rebecca Schultz from Calgary Shaw and Joseph Scow from Cardston Siksika.
Okay, which mic? Not this one. All right, good evening, Calgary. I'm Rebecca Schultz, United Conservative candidate for Calgary Shaw, and I am so thrilled to be here with you tonight. I know I speak for our entire UCP team when I say thank you. Thank you for the countless hours of volunteering and door knocking, and thank you for putting up all of those signs. Thank you for getting the word out that the way to move our province forward is through a re-elected, united Conservative government. very beginning, this campaign has been about you and driven by you. And I can't wait to stand with you all on Monday evening as we celebrate another 4 years of strong, stable, united Conservative government here in Alberta. Now I'm happy to pass the mic over to my very tall friend, Joseph Scow, your candidate for Cardston Siksika.
Well, thank you, Rebecca, and thank you everyone here tonight. The energy in here is just amazing. And you can only imagine the work we've all put in. And I'm thank you all for that time. As Rebecca said, we're here tonight thanks to the work from the people in this room. And Albertans, yeah, that's right. And Albertans all across the province who are fighting for a government that will put Alberta first and move our province forward. Who are fighting for jobs and for investment and for opportunity, and ensuring Alberta remains the best place in all of Canada to live. That's right. The best place in all of Canada to live, to work, and raise a family. And now it is my pleasure to introduce the leader of the United Conservative Party and the next Premier of Alberta, Danielle Smith.
Saying, I'm here in the room, but I don't know where you are. I said, follow the crowd. You guys are amazing. Thank you, Calgary. And thank you so much to our two fantastic co-chairs of our campaign. We've got Joseph Scow and Rebecca Schultz. They are just amazing representatives. Thank them for all the work that they have done. And what an amazing turnout. It looks like we might have some pretty strong support in Calgary, now doesn't it? Yeah. And I can't tell you, we are so lucky for the great Calgary and area candidates that we have here tonight. So many of you have done a tremendous job representing Calgary these last 4 years, and some a little bit longer, and others are just about to begin their journeys as MLAs. Regardless, I am so excited to be able to work side by side with you in what is soon to be a re-elected United Conservative majority. Such incredible volunteers. You really are the heart of our party. And if every person in this room could just take 20 minutes to go out and knock on some doors and convince 1 or 2 more people to vote for the UCP in Calgary, I guarantee we will be celebrating a huge win on election night. All right. So while we're here, let's get a bit of a show of hands, or maybe some hoots and hollers. Who's already voted in the advance polls? Whoa! That is fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you. And for those of you who haven't, I just encourage you to vote early. It means you don't have to wait in line on election day. And it means as well that you can vote at many of the poll locations anywhere in the province. And perhaps most importantly, it means that you can volunteer for one of our amazing candidates to knock on doors to help them get more votes on election day. Now, friends, elections matter. And this election will matter for a lot of reasons. It's going to matter for the economy. It's going to matter for affordability. It's going to matter for health care. It's going to matter for public safety. And the UCP has a strong and stable plan that Albertans can rely on. One that will grow the economy, make life more affordable, make our streets safe, and improve health care for all Albertans. Well, and what does the NDP have? They have nothing more than fear and negativity and misinformation. In fact, the scaremongering has been their entire campaign strategy, including their debate strategy as well. By the way, how many of you watched the debate? Can I ask your opinion? Because the pundits seem to disagree. Did I end up winning that debate? Well, I'm sure glad to hear about that, because I was worried you were going to have a difficult time telling us apart because we were both wearing conservative blue. Now, there's a good laugh, but it's a perfect illustration of this campaign, isn't it? The United Conservative Party is running on our record of success and economic growth because we are proud of it. Notley, on the other hand, she is running away from her record as Premier, isn't she? Yeah, and let me tell you why. Because Rachel Notley has the worst record of any Alberta Premier in the history of our province by a mile. A total train wreck. She increased personal income taxes and people fled the province by the thousands. She raised business taxes on our job creators. Businesses closed and investment fled this province. She brought in a carbon tax that she never ran on. And it increased the cost of everything. And now, thanks to her pal, Justin Trudeau, I feel like I should say that line again. We can't, oh, holy cow. We brought down the house with that one. I don't think I can mention Justin Trudeau again. Holy cow, cut the power. Okay, I think we're back. I'm afraid, should I try that line again? And now, thanks to her pal, Justin Trudeau, we can't get rid of it. People were leaving this province for 13 consecutive quarters looking for opportunity elsewhere. That's 39 months in a row. And at the time, Alberta's NDP energy minister, a minister in Alberta's government, said, well, if you can't find a job in Alberta, go look for one in British Columbia for a while. That was their job strategy. Go to BC. And what happened when they pushed out the businesses and the jobs and the revenues that go with them? They had to borrow $70 billion, more than all previous premiers in this province combined. That resulted in more than $2 billion in finance charges that could have been used for essential services like healthcare and education. They literally almost bankrupted our province. It is a shameful record, a record of complete and utter failure. And my fellow Albertans, if there is one thing I know, it is this: we cannot afford to go back to the NDP. Let me know if you agree. But unlike Rachel Notley and her record of failure, the UCP is proud to run on our record of incredible success. We reduce taxes, we reduce red tape, we let the rest of the world know that Alberta is calling for people who want opportunity that a strong Alberta economy provides. And now our economy is booming. Businesses are moving in from all over the world. The best and brightest are coming here again. More Albertans are working than ever before. And the diversification. The diversification of our economy, we've been talking about this for decades. Well, now it's actually happening. We are world leaders in hydrogen with our new hydrogen hub. Our aviation industry is growing by leaps and bounds with WestJet's hub moving to Calgary as well as de Havilland, building an aircraft facility nearby in Wheatland County. Our film and television tax credit brought the largest production in Canadian history. The Last of Us. And we're not done yet. Our agri-food processing tax credit has brought in $600 million of investment from McCain's, their largest investment since the 1950s. And we continue to shatter records for venture capital, $729 million last year alone. And with all this new investment, we have more corporate tax revenue coming in, even though we slashed the corporate tax rate by 33%. Because guess what conservatives know? We know that when you cut taxes, you grow the economy. And when you do that, it means more jobs, more investment, and more revenues for the social programs that we need. And we were able to pay down $13 billion of Rachel Notley's debt to start reducing those interest payments. And we aren't done, not even close. When we're re-elected on Monday, UCP government will bring in a new 8% personal income tax bracket that will give up to $760 in the pockets of each and every tax-paying Albertan earning over $60,000 and reduce the provincial tax burden for those earning under $60,000 by 20% because it's your money. It's not the government's money. And in these times of inflation, you and your family need to keep more of what you earn. Now, does that make sense to you? We'll also help offset the Trudeau-Singh-Notley carbon tax by extending the fuel tax holiday to at least the end of the year so that you can save 13 cents a litre when you fill up your tanks. And we're introducing a 25% seniors discount on personal registry services like a driver's test to keep costs down for our seniors. Because they built our province, and they are also battling higher costs thanks to out-of-control federal spending and the carbon tax. And make no mistake, we are running on public safety because Albertans need to feel safe in their homes and on transit and in their communities. We know that Calgarians and Edmontonians want to be able to enjoy a game or a meal or have their kids go downtown without worrying that they're going to be randomly assaulted or stabbed or have to walk past an open doorway and be exposed to secondhand crystal meth smoke. It's totally unacceptable, totally. So let me be clear, I will not stand by and allow our beautiful cities to turn into downtown Eastside Vancouver or Seattle or Portland or San Francisco. Never. It won't happen. This is the reason we're embedding sheriffs with both our Calgary and Edmonton police services to better patrol our streets. It's why we're putting 100 new officers on the streets without delay and implementing more gang suppression units that go after guns and fentanyl and cross-border trafficking of guns and drugs. And it's why we will provide ankle bracelets and 24-hour monitoring of dangerous offenders out on bail. And what does the NDP want to do? They want something called safe supply. Now, I don't know about you, but I have never heard of a safe supply of heroin or crystal meth or fentanyl. There's no such thing, and that is not the path that we United Conservatives will take. We need to help our addicts get off the street and into treatment where they can get help. Because the choice of being put in jail for hurting others or dying from an overdose is no choice at all. We need to make sure that we get addicts into treatment in order to save their lives and the lives of others, and that is exactly what we are going to do because we believe in people. We believe in people. And we believe everyone deserves the opportunity to recover, get connected to their community, and have every opportunity in life. And we will not apologize for taking this approach over more NDP safe injection sites and free drugs. Enough is enough. Now, the NDP wants to continue recycling their failed policies because they clearly didn't learn from Ms. Notley's record of economic destruction the first time around. Last time in power, the NDP increased business taxes by 20%. And predictably, investment in businesses and jobs moved out in droves. Now they want to increase business taxes on job creators by 38%. And business groups and economists and even a union, CLAC, and many others have all spoken up and said that this would devastate jobs and drive out investment. And yesterday, Ms. Notley doubled down when she was challenged on her planned business tax hike. She said that under her plan, business taxes would still be just barely the lowest in Canada. And this is what she said, and I'm quoting, "So business people who suggest they would leave because of this, frankly, I don't know where they would go exactly." Is she serious? Is Ms. Notley unaware of the 330 million people living in 50 states competing for jobs just south of our border? Or governments around the world that are competing for businesses to expand there? That's where businesses and jobs and investment will go if she is premier. That's where they went last time she hiked taxes. Under the NDP, we would fall from the 7th most competitive business tax environment in North America down to a mediocre 25th. So much for the renewed Alberta advantage that we've enjoyed these past 4 years. But the NDP want to do it anyway. It's all about taxing and spending for them. It's never about jobs and growth. Well, for the UCP, we understand it is about jobs and growth, which is why the only way taxes are going under a UCP government is down. And then there's the net zero power grid by 2035 that Justin Trudeau is proposing and Rachel Notley has agreed to. Now, the NDP don't want to talk about the cost of this terrible policy on Albertans. They are trying to keep the costs hidden. Well, trust the experts, and I'll tell you what they say. They say it's going to cost between $50 and $100 billion, that's with a B, to achieve this goal. And they want you to pay for it. It will increase your power bills by hundreds of dollars a month. If you're in business, thousands of dollars a month. And we can't let that happen. We won't let that happen. Nope. And of course, there is the Notley-Trudeau plan to just transition Alberta out of oil and natural gas. Now, Trudeau's calling this an emissions cap, but we know because it's so fast and it's going to be here by 2030, it is a de facto production cap on Alberta's oil and gas producers. Rachel Notley says she thinks we can come pretty close to achieving this dangerous and arbitrary target. Of course, every economist and energy expert in the country is warning that this will literally devastate the Alberta and the Canadian economies. It will freeze investment, kill tens of thousands of jobs, and turn Alberta from a have to a have-not province. But Ms. Notley wants to do it anyway. She even recruited an NDP candidate that argued in front of the Supreme Court of Canada against Alberta and in favor of Justin Trudeau's Bill 69, that no new pipelines legislation. Well, I suppose Ms. Notley wants to make him Alberta's next energy minister. Can you imagine? But, seriously, I've lost track of all of her anti-Alberta energy candidates. There's so many of them. They keep sprouting up like mushrooms. So let me be crystal clear to all Albertans. As long as I'm Premier, I will never permit any Liberal Prime Minister or any Ottawa politicians to phase out our energy industry or the jobs of our amazing energy workers. No way. No way, no how. That's not going to happen. No way. All right. No. All right. Guys, amazing. Now, Ms. Notley, she needs to understand that if you want to be Premier, you have to put Albertans first. She hasn't, and she won't. I will, always, no exceptions and no apologies for doing so. Now, my friends, My friends, we can't afford to go back to the dark days of the NDP. We are days away from an election that will either move Alberta forward or tragically backwards. Albertans can choose between the NDP's high taxes, reckless spending, and fiscal mismanagement, or the UCP's low taxes, balanced budgets, and responsible spending plan. Albertans can choose between the NDP business tax hike plan to drive away more investment and jobs, or the UCP plan to further grow and strengthen and diversify our economy and create jobs. We can choose between the NDP's free drugs and defund the police movement, or the UCP's focus on recovery, safe streets, and support for Alberta's brave men and women in blue. And we can choose between the NDP's campaign of negativity and fear, or the UCP's campaign of positivity and hope for the future. My dear friends, I love this province and everything it stands for. We are a land of pioneers and innovators, entrepreneurs and farmers, communities and families, a place where the best and brightest from every corner of the world join us to build one of the greatest places on earth to live and work and raise our families, and we are going to fight to keep it that way, always. Now let's go out and win this election, and we will see you at the victory party on Monday. Good night, everyone.
Test. All right, Calgary, we're going to do a photo lineup. If you can all line up On the right-hand side of the room, we will get through every single one of you that want a picture with our awesome Premier Danielle. So, we're going to have some staff over here. They're going to help guide you to stay in an orderly fashion. We'll get through everybody, we promise. Thank you.